Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yes, we did.
We did. And they went on a little vacation for Wendy. It's all about Wendy.
All about Wendy. It was Wendy's birthday. Like, it's Lake Wendy.
Yes.
Flew over Norman. Here comes Wendy.
Comes Wendy. No, it was Wendy, or Mia was throwing a little party.
I feel like it was Mia's trip, and then, like, it just like, oh, it happens to be Wendy's birthday. I don't think she was really planning.
No.
Yeah. And it was like, I want to go to Lake Norman because I have all these great memories about it, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah,
Wendy definitely was not, I don't think, scoring any brownie points with the fans by being all like, wait, what? She's inviting other friends? Like, this is supposed to be about me. But at least she got the nice bit.
I was with her on that. Like, I don't need extra random ladies. It's too many ladies. Like, they already have like a 9-person cast, 7 full-time and 2 friends. I don't need like other chicks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so it's too busy. But yeah, basically it was a very nice house.
Yeah.
Had a pool
and bunk beds.
Like, bunk beds. Who would love bunk beds?
Like Stacey loved the bunk beds. Yeah. I would have no problem with bunk beds.
I mean, I'd have to be in a lower bunk, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's refreshing to have women on the housewife shows that couldn't give 2 shakes one way or the other as to what room they got.
I mean, yeah, let's start off with Stacey. Like, she is so delightfully kooky, and she reminds me of something, but I don't know who.
Yeah, I'm still trying to place it too.
It's just so like, I'm joyful, and like, I've always wanted to have bunk beds when I was a little girl, and it's just like, everything's a gift.
Yeah. She's a little too chirpy. Maybe she's too tan. She's like Tanya too much.
No, Tanya was not that.
She's a little bit chirpy, but I can see on Housewives, go with the flow, easygoing equals boring, because like she has no opinions one way or the other about things. She's just like, okay, that's fine, it's cool.
Yeah, I think she's like, she has a very not a talk show, but she was a host.
Yeah,
and she like comes from that platform, and this is how I speak when I'm on camera. So she used to be on camera, but she used to be on camera in a very official capacity. Like, look at this bracelet.
It reminds me of Jesus. Wouldn't you think of Jesus every time you saw the cross?
So that might read a little stiff. I wouldn't say boring like Mia said. I love that Mia's like, the consensus was like, we took a poll and we all think that you're boring. I was like, oh, that's really harsh.
Yeah, a little bit harsh.
But also too, like when Mia was saying like this whole Valley Girl persona thing, and I'm like, just because she
has a certain vocal inflection.
Trust, I know about this.
Yeah.
I sound like this. So I took offense to that, Mia.
Oh, it's fine.
But yeah, no, it's fine.
Before we get into the opinions that were being slung back and forth, what is wrong with Karen that she can't share a bathroom with someone? And like, she is a 60-plus-year-old woman, 62 now, probably?
60.
At least 61.
Yes, yeah.
61-year-old woman, I get that maybe you want your privacy, but you know what? Every so often you got to share a toilet. Like, oh no, what's going to happen?
Well, you know how I felt when we were like, had to share Airbnb, and there weren't like, ensuite bathrooms, but you get over it, you move forward, whatever.
Right.
I would prefer an ensuite bathroom, as would Karen.
That's what most people, but if you don't have one, you gotta go. It's just a body function. It's not like, but the way she was talking about it is apparently she urinates gold or something. Like, I don't pee, like I come like a cow, like.
What if I have to do? I can't do next to Gizelle. And it's funny because like Gizelle left, she wasn't even going to be there. So Karen should have been like, oh great, now I can poo.
Right. Just for crying out loud.
Yeah, it was pretty like, I can't believe this. But I mean, it was just like it was a nice house, but it seemed like just like a regular house. So I think, Mia tried to zhuzh it out with like the butlers or whatever. But at the end of the day, it was just like, a large Airbnb situation. So, it's different from like a Beverly Hills trip.
Right.
So
and it's like an official, like huge trip of theirs. It's like
a mini trip.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of your mini trip, which you've now come to expect.
Yeah. And Mia apparently is going to be the Potomac hostess for all the beginning of the year trips from now, since she did Miami.
That's right. Wasn't Miami like the full-on trip?
I don't remember.
It's really hard. Yeah.
I thought it was just one of the mini trips but yeah, you might be right.
Because I don't think they went anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to look that up later.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I thought very nice place. I think she knocked out of the park as far as that goes. Kiara has right to be a little peeved about the bunk beds, but
I think like Kiara also thought that Stacey would come and be like, "What the hell?" And so they could both be like, "What the hell?" But the fact that Stacey was like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah, golly,
bunk beds!
I love bunk beds.
My first girls trip and bunk beds.
Wait, what? Can I do this again?" I mean, I think it's worthwhile to like not let anyone see that they're getting your goat, but for anything
Right.
like for Karen,
But she was like full on joyful.
yeah, I agree.
Karen would have like burned those bunk beds to the ground. And like Mia had been like, "Here's your bunk bed, Karen."
I was half expecting Gizelle when she said she was leaving to be all like, "I can't, I'm going to a hotel," like, didn't she do that one year where I'm sure she has.
Someone went on that. I don't know if it was her.
It was last year, I want to say, because she had the one room in like near the attic, and she and went to a hotel.
That was a couple of years back.
Yeah, it was
attic. Oh wow,
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
It was like the upper level.
That was like
Opposite of Luann's part.
that was like Mia or Wendy's trip when they threw the salad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were up in the attic and they were like, we're sharing. It was the guys were there too. So like, wait, we're sharing a bathroom with men.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Can't pee in your man. There was a lot of messiness that went on. I think once they were sitting down, was there stuff before on the drive that really got talked about?
Well, it was Mia, mainly her confessionals talking smack about Karen, not admitting that what happened with the DUI,
Mm-hmm.
and then Wendy was talking about how her the whole sidekick thing. The sidekick thing was dumb. It's not even like really worth bringing up.
I mean, it is. The fact that someone called her sidekick, big deal. But I mean, Jacqueline is kind of behaving as though
Jacqueline is
lives
so-
and breathes Mia.
Like literally, Jacqueline is so far up Mia's butt. Even Janae would be like, "That's a bit much."
Well, yeah, at the end when they all started telling those funny, stories how they knew Mia, she's like, "Well, I knew Mia before then." It's like,
Yeah, the Honda Civic.
girl, if you don't want to be considered a sidekick, you got to let it go.
And make friends with the other women.
Yeah,
But then she did do that.
with Karen, and then burnt that
and then
bridge.
betrayed her and became as Karen said, a backstabbing Heffa. I like a trifling Heffa. Because she was kind of trifling. Because she basically was spreading a rumor that Karen was drunk and then, called her up. Like a common Shannon Bedore.
But yeah, I mean, I think Gizelle or whoever was saying is right. I mean, Karen is definitely deflecting. Yeah, and trying to talk about anything other than the fact that
But that's always what Karen does. Like she can never give you a straight answer.
Right.
So it's not surprising that people are saying like, "Oh, why can't she submit to the whole DUI thing?" Karen will never walk in a straight line. It will always be curvy.
Especially when she gets pulled over for a sobriety test.
Yeah. It's always like so curvy. And then you're like, "Can we get to the truth?" And she's like, "What's this truth thing you speak of?" Like,
Yeah.
So like she could be a lawyer because she's like spins and spins and spins.
I mean, she has that thing we love about housewives, is a little bit of delusional, sort of like logic. So,
Right.
I mean, I can't say that I dislike it, but at the same time, like, she just tries so hard when it's not even worth trying that hard. Like, she was coming hard at Jacqueline.
That was just like she flipped hard, like, dropping F-bombs. I'm like, I don't care if you're crying.
Like, I'm pretty sure if they had like the limited number of Fs, Karen used them all right there. So
she was like about to come across the table and be like, "Shut up, Jacqueline.
yeah, I was just like, this seems like
I was a friend to you."
I think it just seemed like a disproportionate reaction. I think.
Yeah.
So
I think they're all very surprised, like, "Oh,
right.
Karen's pissed."
Yeah, probably not. They hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah.
And then Jazzy was coming hard for Jacqueline too.
Out of nowhere, it was so weird because it's like she's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding," but then no, you really are a side piece, or I don't like your outfit, but
from the
we're
neck
cool.
up, you're great. And that's Jacqueline shouldn't have been like stepping wearing what she was wearing and being like, "I'm no sidekick. I'm the main event," or whatever she was saying. And
I'm the whole dessert.
And she's wearing this plain black sweatsuit.
Right.
It was very shapeless as well. So I was like,
But also too, let's put it out there. Like Jacqueline would not be on the show if she still had an issue with Mia.
right.
Like if they're still on the outs, like she is not good enough friends with the other women to be there. And when she talks to these women, it's all about Mia. And so it's just, you are a unit. So the fact that you're like, I'm a mom, I am this, I have a business, no one cares because you were brought in service to Mia.
Right.
In the grand, not in the grand scheme, the scheme of this show, you are Mia's sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just what it is.
And if you want to be considered otherwise, make other friends.
Jizzy.
Yeah, freak out about having to share a room with her more loudly. So did she end up getting her own room?
No, they're still sharing a room.
It's so weird.
Why not just say we didn't have enough rooms? Like, this is a Airbnb. That's why all these bunk beds for like multiple children. And we didn't have it. You either want to get in this bunk bed with Kiara and Stacey or sleep in the bed with me.
Right.
That was your whole thing a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Or there's the couch.
Can you imagine though that that bunk bedroom, if that was actually filled with kids, if you were like a 10-year-old on like a vacation,
it'd be super fun.
Sleeping with all these other kids your age, that'd be so much fun.
Well, that's what's meant. It's a house like that is meant for like a large family,
right?
To get together, or like friends who have kids, and that's what it is.
And the kids go bedtime, go down there and have your slumber party. We'll be upstairs, the adults,
totally.
Because that's the sort of lake house we need to find with your family if we're going to ever do that.
Oh, for sure.
Something like that. Oh, not that we have a bunch of kids, but
should we go to Lake?
We should go to Lake North.
Oh my God.
Let's talk to your sister.
Yeah.
Come
on. Sold.
Done. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any other real drama that really hung around. They went out on that little boat. The thingy.
When she said boat, I thought like, not like a yacht, but like a more extensive boat.
Yeah.
Not like, what was that?
I mean, that was just like a little lake boat, though. It wasn't even a pontoon boat. It was something else. And they were also crowded on there. And you were right. Where was the cameraman?
Because it was handheld. It wasn't like they had like cameras like attached to this thing.
Probably sitting right next to the captain. Probably right by the
crouched down the entire time.
Spun back and forth to get whichever half of the boat was talking.
Well, also it was weird because I was like, are they all on the same boat? Because it felt like Kiara and Stacey and Jazzy were like in their own little.
They were at the back of the boat behind the pilot, the captain. And then the other ladies were up front. Yeah. But it wasn't so far away that Ashley couldn't hear her talking smack about her. So
that's what I was like, it's not a yacht. She's going to hear you. And that's when she was like, turned out like, I didn't say that, Stacey.
Yeah. Or like,
but you kind of did.
I like that Ashley was at least, she's saying, I wasn't saying it like that.
Right.
Like, and you know that.
Maliciously.
Like, yeah. I was just saying something and, but.
She was just being Ashley.
But exactly. That's the thing is that Ashley may not have been saying it like that, but she was definitely saying it to stir the pot.
Right. And when you're a character known for being messy, like, don't be magical, like, accuse you of being messy.
Right, right.
Like, that's been your thing for 9 seasons now. Yeah. So this is where we are. I did like that they brought up the whole, like, boring thing and addressed it. And just straight up like, we just thought you were uninteresting. Like,
but what did it? Maybe Stacey is a little boring because I don't remember how she reacted to that.
She was just like, I thought she handled it well, and she's like, I'm not uninteresting, and it just didn't need to. I liked when she really broke it down about like, I've been with this man for so long, and I even told our daughter that we're getting a divorce, and there's a lot going on here, and just like kind of give me a little break because I love this new guy, but I'm not even done with my old relationship. Right.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm not ready to start talking about it.
Nor does my daughter know about this divorce and blah, blah, blah. And I'm surprised she like brought up the celibacy thing. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But now she knows that with Ashley, she was going to say it to somebody, so I think it was good that she like got ahead of it.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen when they watch it back and then she hears Mia. I guess, I don't know, what does Mia have with her? Like, did the producers just be like, do you mind having a beef with Stacey for no good reason?
I think Mia can't relate to Stacey at all. And I think like her demeanor and her, like, she's just not like a regular Potomac lady, if there's even such a thing.
Or on the Grand Dame Karen level of things.
Yeah.
She's a little more refined.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. She's not like I understand what she's saying, but I think, she just doesn't know her very well.
Yeah. Well, and also I wonder if she just has kind of a command, a presence, and she's on camera and like the camera loves her, like she just has a presence with other people around her, and maybe Mia sees herself being kind of dethroned a little bit.
Well, Mia really never had a presence like that.
I know, but the last season, Mia was like definitely a breakout of it. Not a breakout, but like it was centered around.
It was her season.
And this season, the same thing is kind of aimed with ink and everything, So maybe she's like, I don't need this other girl coming in here.
But Stacey's no threat. Like Stacey doesn't have the same, unless she doesn't know who Arabella's father is.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff, don't bring the kids in.
I'm not saying that.
I'm totally kidding. I know what you're saying.
That was more like a dig at me.
I know.
But if I was Mia, we're good. No, it's fine.
But no, I'm totally kidding. I'm not like, I don't actually mean it. I'm not admonishing you. How dare you?
Too far. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really. Yeah, I wouldn't understand why she's kind of. Maybe it becomes more apparent, or she just doesn't like her, and who knows?
Hopefully, they get to a better place. Because I think Stacey. I think she seems very nice.
Yeah.
And not boring. I mean, she's just like, she gave us like from head to ankle last week. Like she's got something in her.
Yeah.
They didn't choose her, for no reason.
Yeah, for sure. Did we learn anything more about Jazzy this episode? Or
she's 3 years older than her boyfriend.
Right.
Helping him grow. I like that conversation with like, they didn't even need Ashley there. It was like a good like kiki between like Kiana and Jazzy. And Ashley be like, "Oh, I know about that." And they're like, "That's okay."
Yeah. Like, thanks for talking in.
I also worked with my husband. Okay, thanks.
It's interesting that they showed Ashley on the phone coordinating an event, and they actually made a point of Ashley saying, I'm doing a lot of side work to keep these up.
Because the people don't usually discuss that and how they do these fan events or hosting events to make money.
To supplement their income.
Yeah. So I think, she's trying to like get out from underneath Michael's thumb. And so she needs to maintain something.
Well, and even if she is comfortably near his thumb and, even if she's comfortable with the situation, it's good to have her own money and away for, a rainy day or for an emergency in case, things do get messier than the current situation with Michael. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot about that. Yeah, it was a good point.
Yeah.
So they're on the boat and they come back for dinner.
Well, can we just mention Gizelle in her, "Hi, I just got here. I'm going to drive back for my kid's graduation ceremony and then fly back the next day."
Was she going to drive?
That's what she said. I thought she said, "I'm leaving tonight because I'm driving back and then I'm catching a flight out tomorrow afterwards."
Right.
So just so weird. And
did production not want to pay for her to like fly both ways?
I don't know. Well, maybe one of the sprinters had to go back anyway, but she was jumping on it and like.
Well, also, how far? Well, we can Google this. How far is Lake Norman from Potomac?
Probably pretty far. I mean, well,
it's North Carolina.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's probably, my guess is 5 hours, just enough to be irritating, but not so far that it's unachievable. Because if Stacey did it,
right.
Her uncle had a plane crash, was involved in a plane crash.
I remember had a plane crash in the same month.
Yeah,
years back, and
so there's just a flying moratorium for the month of May. So that's interesting. Interesting way of doing it. No, I'm not trying to throw shade there. It's just it's an interesting. I've never heard of people like commemorating like that, but maybe it's just bad juju and they stay away from it.
That's what I was thinking more. So just like bad vibe.
Got it. But no, didn't Karen? Oh, I guess her dad was sick last year because Gizelle. I keep saying Karen, because she left one of the trips to go see her father and then came back after the fact. There's a lot of Gizelle leaving filming.
God, I feel like I blanked so much of like last season.
Yeah,
which is so weird because I normally remember like dumb details like that. But
no, I mean, it just.
Oh, she did leave. I can't remember if she left, but she did leave.
Yeah, because she ended up coming back for the GNA event after finding out her dad was, not doing well. And
right.
But it's interesting. I never really pay attention to whether they're there the whole time.
Was that the Dominican Republic? Wasn't that their big trip last year?
That or the year before? You're right.
That was last year.
Yeah. But I don't think she left the Dominican Republic. She left whatever mini trip they were on and came back. So anyway, I'll look that up.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But no, it's irrelevant. It's just interesting that if Giselle's like, oh, whatever, I'm going home for a night on every little local trip.
Have fun, Karen.
Yeah.
Use the bathroom all you want.
Yeah.
But before I leave, Karen, we need to have a talk.
Yeah.
In front of everybody, including this random chick.
Yeah. Including all of Mia's random friends that just showed up.
And it was still, Karen being Karen, I'm sorry that happened, but, the girl, that does not excuse your behavior. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Giselle already apologized to these chicks for, kicking them out of her party. Let's not go there. It was just...
Karen was trying real hard.
She really was trying to deflect. She really does deflect.
Yeah.
She's like Wonder Woman, no,
Pew,
no,
pew, pew,
no.
pew.
Truth, no. Accountability, no.
She spins around. She
does spin around. She takes her glasses off.
Yeah, has an invisible car. Sorry.
An invisible car.
Yeah, but even that kind of confrontation, I didn't go where I thought it would go. It was just kind of womp womp.
Well, because this is Giselle 2.0, and she's not holding on to stuff. It's weird.
That conversation production had with her at the end of last season must have been you got to play next year. You need to get along with all the ladies.
Yeah, and not hold on to grudges because it stops the show dead.
Right.
Because then it's it's a thing. Giselle's still mad at so-and-so.
I can't believe I'm asking for this. Maybe hold a little bit more of a grudge, Giselle. Just a little bit longer.
Well, I think, though, but she's been fighting, like she said, she's been fighting with Karen for 9 years, 9 seasons.
Well, so why stop now?
Because after a while, it's they're good as frenemies, but it's you got to be okay, that was bullshit what she did. Moving on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what she did not do with Wendy for so long, and of course Candace for so long. So it's I think, the talk really penetrated, and she's I'm so annoyed about this. It was stupid what she did, but I got to move on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she's never going to totally own up to it and apologize the way that Giselle would want her to. So maybe that was also part of the talk, you're not going to get exactly what you want from these women, so you're only doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, you're only setting yourself up for a disappointment.
Failure, yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Did Wendy do anything again other than just say the whole trip was for her and all about her? And
got the good room.
Yeah.
That was sweet of Mia to do that.
That was very sweet of Mia or
the concierge
or her friend who did the event planning or whoever.
After she was doing that, friend, she was
getting some balloons.
Yeah.
No, it was very nice, but again, I love me some Wendy. I think she's a good part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But the criticism she gets from other people is she's just a little stuck on herself.
Yeah.
And so to sit there at all and just be what? I thought this whole trip is for me. It's girl, you're not that special.
Or and she's I know you're upset, but get over it before it's not.
Oh yeah, I think that's appropriately shady and funny. Look, I don't care what you guys have going on, but I want it done by the time it's my birthday and time for me to party. It
is for me.
But
oh my God.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then I feel we're cutting things a little short, but what?
Oh, the
what was the to be continued? Yeah, that's what
it was dumb. It was you butt dialed me, and these girls think I'm with Ray, but I'm not, and it's Karen's gonna lie or deflect her way out of this. Why even bother?
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's just kind of yeah,
they got to do something. But
yeah, that's true. But it's I'm sure Karen's gonna be I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what that's exactly what she's gonna say.
Yeah,
and be well, as with my daughter, she'll come up with anything else,
Totally.
So I don't think I realized that Karen was married before Ray.
Yeah, because her oldest child, her son, is not Ray's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I just look at Ray and assuming he's older than Moses, that they've been together the entire time.
Not Moses.
Yeah, he's pretty old. And so I figured they were all together this whole time. So she doesn't really talk about, before Ray or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know much about this person.
Yeah, so it's strange to hear her say when I was divorced or going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I was oh, really? And then Gizelle was a little shady with the whole thing of I was with a man of God.
Oh yeah, but we were still
having
knocking boots.
Yeah.
Well, it's but
they had been married.
Yeah.
They had been married. They had children.
Were you knocking boots before you got married? Because that's a different story.
Well, was also Jamal really that devout before they were married?
I mean, is Jamal that devout, period?
Well,
all of his miscellaneous baby mamas.
I don't know. Hey, in some religions,
these are
be fruitful, multiply. That's why you're on the earth, is to create children.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure,
yeah. I don't know if that's the religion that Jamal subscribes to, but well,
the Book of Jamal.
not a bad religion. I'd read a book about someone named Jamal. It doesn't have to be that Jamal, but
someone named Jamal.
Yeah, come on, that's a good name. But yeah, it was kind of a dull cliffhanger. You're right. Like it wasn't a cliff. They just kind of walked over to like a little ledge.
I needed to be continued for it. Like, give me some previews for next week. It's just
I mean, they could have just had like Karen like, oh, this again, and then like
and then end it.
Yeah, didn't need it to be continued.
They really are abusing the to be continued on all these shows. Like, we're gonna continue. It's probably not gonna be that major when you continue. So just let's drop the act.
I think where maybe they're to be continued because there's only be one more episode at Lake Norman, and then they go home.
They are really stressing like day one, like Norman.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
And I could be surprised they could have more than one day. That pool looked really nice.
It did. The lake looked nice.
It all looked nice. Not that you would get in the lake.
It's bottomless.
No, some parts of it are 115 feet.
Might as well be bottomless.
No.
Might as well discover Ariel and her kingdom down there.
Yeah, Sebastian's down there.
Totally.
Singing
under the sea.
Clapping this, yeah. And then were we to assume that when that deer ran off that someone was shooting at the deer?
That's what I thought. I was like, what was that sound? Was it a gunshot?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor little deer.
That's really strange.
Yeah, really strange. So I think we're now approaching the time of this episode where we don't have anything else to talk about.
We're talking about the deer.
No, I'm surprised I can remember that many details.
I've forgotten that alleged gunshot
or supposed gunshot or whatever it was, that loud popping noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, just interesting. It's a good episode. I don't think anything really happened.
No, but it was fine. Like I laughed and I was like, oh, and
yeah,
it's what you want.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good then.
Okay.
So till next time.
Till next time.
All right.